So the third paragraph of the discovery rubric concerns itself with the effect of the nature and the impact, as discussed in the previous two paragraphs, of revelation on the reader through statements such as students can understand, students may make discoveries about people. So in concern to the motorcycle diaries, in the first statement, which is, by exploring the concept of discovery, students can understand how texts have the potential to affirm or challenge individuals, or more widely spread assumptions and beliefs about aspects of human experience and the world. When interpreting this statement in concern to the motorcycle diaries, it was revealed to me that it is actually through human experience that perceptions of human experience change, thus challenging or affirming individual or widely held beliefs. This is evident through Guevara's sets of vignettes or memoir, where readers gain an insight into Che's personal human experience and how these provoking encounters lead him to gaining knowledge and thus changing his perception of the world around him, and challenging widely held beliefs, which can include capitalism and capitalism mainly. This is Che's due to the structure of being a memoir or series of vignettes, this allows a greater connection of Che's human experience to be conveyed to the reader. With one example being, I'm not the same me, at least not the same spiritual me. The case through separating the two statements further intensifies the reflective nature in which Che is reflecting on, and how he has realized that how he's changed since the beginning of his renaissance of his character, has changed his perception of the world. This later leads to him becoming developing radicalistic revolutionary attributes, which is acknowledged when he says, "Then I realized one fundamental thing: to be a revolutionary doctor or to be a revolutionary, the first must be a revolution."
So I will be doing the second part of the third part of the rubric statement. It is, through composing and responding to a wide range of texts, students may make discoveries about people, relationships, societies, places, and events, and generate new ideas. I'd like to open here with a quote, and it is, "Because the journey is a virtual space that finishes when it finishes, and there are as many means as there are different ways of finishing, this is to say the means are endless." The statement that I have is to say that through examining this text, through looking at Che Guevara's journey throughout Latin America, we can generate new ideas. And through our attempts to explore the unknown, we can generate new perspectives and create our own perspective on our own perspective on morals and values within the text. There is a moment here where Che Guevara actually comes across a village of diseased people, and he says, almost all the others were horribly deformed due to the nervous form of the disease very common in this area. With light from the lamps and the lanterns reflected in the river, it was like a scene from a horror movie. The place is lovely. How could a place so horrible be lovely? How could Che Guevara say this about a place that is deformed, a place that is horrible, a place that is full of poverty? It is to say that he says this to entice us to make a discovery, to generate an idea in our minds that this place there may be something lovely, there may be something beautiful and hidden to us inside this place. And it entices us to make a discovery about this place and our relationship with this place and this society in the book. There's another book here that I found. It is here in the final moments for people whose farthest horizon has been tomorrow that one comprehends the profound tragedy circumscribing the life of the proletariat the world over. It is in these final moments for people that see, not so far into the future as in tomorrow, that that a discovery is made and that we can finally comprehend the tragedy circumscribing life, which is poverty. And this has being the catalyst, one of the catalysts for Che Guevara's radicalization and his development into a communist persona.
Okay, so the next part of the rubric says that by synthesizing perspectives, students may deepen their understanding of the concept of discovery. So in this instance, this means that we look at the perspectives presented to us in the novel, and in particular, Guevara's and Granado's, and we can then further our understanding of discovery. In particular, we got an understanding that insightful experiences differ between individuals. And this is, so for example, while after witnessing the misery in Latin America, Guevara is provoked to take a Marxist revolutionary stance, while Granado instead pursues science. So here, even from the beginning of the book, we see this idea of different, of discovery affecting each individual differently. So for me, the sea has always been a confidant, a friend, as already once told, while for Alberto, it is a new, strangely perturbing sight. Guevara here represents the deeply spiritual opportunities that revelations can have on the individual, while Alberto represents the idea of discovering something for the first time and the overwhelming nature that discoveries can have. Then here's a quote from Alberto, which is from the 2004 Independent, which is a UK newspaper. To think that Ernesto, whom I had known since he was 14, would go on to have such an effect on the world was incredible. Before we left Argentina, we didn't know about Latin America, about the enormous gulf between rich and poor, and the terrible exploitation of the people that had a great effect on us. So discovery then have unexpected consequences for the individual. So we know that they went on their journey based on impulse, but its effects were not seen or predicted by Guevara and Granado. Here's another quote: the fact that it was the U.S.'s findings and the easily accessible articles for the general public was that Machu Picchu is now very famous in that country to the north, and the majority of North America is visiting the country. So this reference highlights the concept of discovery in terms of it being compromised by colonial constructs. So here we understand that this idea of finding something which was once sought after is being ridiculed for its ramifications, both social, cultural, and political, on people.
Okay, so I'll be talking about the last part of the third section of the rubric. Students consider the ways composers may invite them to experience discovery through their texts and explore how the process of discovering is represented using a variety of language modes, forms, and mediums. The first part of this is how composers may invite them to experience discovery. This is seen in great depth in the beginning of the book, through two main quotes. The first one being, the person who wrote these notes passed away the moment his feet touched Argentine soil again. This reflective tone puts the reader into a position where they're looking for ways in which he's transformed throughout the text. He's already telling them and predetermining that something has changed. So there's no way that he invites them to see the discoveries and changes that he's made throughout the text without pointing out explicitly how they've come about. This is the point near the end with the quote, "But I'll leave you now with myself, the man I used to be." This ellipsis at the end of the quote invites the reader to explore the revelations that Che had throughout his travels within the Buenos Aires. The second part of my part, or section, is more about the different ways in which these discoveries have been represented. Throughout the main first part of the text, it's mainly focusing on the way that he views himself and how he has changed. This starts to change throughout the text through quotes such as, We want to share some mate with this historical pair, who for some time had been living beside lakes, in the tent and the contents of their bags. They put us to shame. This portrays the transformation of Shay as a person with representation of people around him in his comparison to them, instead of solely viewing the way in which he has transformed himself.